Hey YouTube, another week, another podcast, but this is part 2 of the first session. If you've not seen part 1, check it out in the playlist. Enjoy. Okay, so, you guys looking out, everyone roll a commutative nature roll to try and find a cave and see how quickly you find it. We're gonna add the totals of all of them up.
Go. Pokeball.
Pokeball! Gotta catch 'em. Copyright strike.
So that's 12.
I got 17.
We're missing one bad die here.
Oh, me.
Roll it. Sick.
What is it?
48.
Tybalt, do you have a bonus to your nature? Because
I have a -1.
I know Fredrich, Python, and Laeris cancel each other out. Do you get a bonus?
I do not have a bonus to nature.
Okay, well, at the very least, it's +0. Wonderful. So you guys are, with a total combined 46, you guys are out. You are, Where is my notes? Why is it
46 out of 60.
fucking hiding? There it is. Wonderful. So you guys stumble across a cave. You see no discerning markings of any kind on the outside of the cave.
What time is it when we arrive at the cave?
About 1 p.m. So about 3 hours later.
Okay.
Yes, you arrive at a cave with no distinguishing markings besides the fact that it is a rock with a hole in it.
Laeris, why don't you
Are
lead
there
the way
any
with your...
are there any tracks leading into the cave?
Why don't you roll me that survival?
Well, I mean, okay, never mind. It's whatever. That is a 11.
Fantastic. You see some very faded, game tracks, like probably like a week out, but that's it near the cave. Nothing leading directly in or out.
Can I tell if they were small?
Can you tell if what was small?
That's a thing. When I'm tracking something, I can tell its exact size.
It's like deer and
number.
stuff like that. It is a herd of deer.
So, okay.
It is a cataclysm of deer.
I just wanted to make sure that we weren't walking to like a bear den.
No, you're not walking into a bear den. It looks like, if anything, an abandoned den.
Okay. I will walk first in then.
Rude.
I was about to suggest that because he's our scout and has dark vision.
Wonderful. You walk into the cave. You see it is only about 10 feet back, but you see something kind of sticking out among the rocks of the back of the cave. An inanimate object.
Can I investigate it?
Oh, you certainly can. As you approach, I'm not going to make you roll because it's fairly obvious what it is laying on the ground. You see, it is human remains. Long ago left. Barely a skeleton at this point. Surrounding it are simple hunting supplies. So, presumably a hunter wandered in here a very long time ago, something happened, and now he's dead.
When you say simple hunting supplies, what do you mean?
I mean that you can...
A shotgun.
Getting knife?
You can pick up the simple hunting supplies, which will increase your nature checks related to hunting by +2.
Alright, I'll take that.
Yeah, you will.
Sounds like a thing I'd take.
Also, any pelts or meat gathered has its value increased by 1 gold.
Delicious.
But that is everything in the cave.
Okay, so emerging from the cave, there's nothing here. Just some remains. Can't quite tell who it is. The body's been here a long time. Looks like a
Good,
hunter
you had
to
me
me.
scared. I thought it was recent.
I keep doing the wrong voice. It's my bad.
Ugh.
So I'm doing the T.
It happens. Just confuse everybody watching, all 3 of them.
Brownie.
Well then, we should try and find another cave.
Yeah, and they're all 3 just us at different times.
Pretty much.
I mean, there shouldn't be too many in these woods.
So you guys all look again. Why don't you roll me that fat thing, Maduflachi? Roll me that combined nature check of +0. Boom.
Come on.
I got a 3.
I got a
Go.
17.
Fredrick's covering
D20
me.
ball.
Got a 10.
And
I have
got
the
a
high ground.
14.
Therefore, I can see more.
46.
Wonderful. A total of 46 it was?
Yep.
Yeah, out of 60, that's still pretty good.
So you
I think
guys,
that's one higher than the last one we got.
It's 46 out of 80.
you
We're all
guys
rolling d20s.
wandering through the woods see that there is a cave quite obviously laying out. In front of this cave is a bunch of rocks decorated with half-melted or fully melted candles. You see pasted over a shitty, like, slanted door barely attached to the front of this cave, written in mud, something that barely says, "No take, leave," in all caps.
Well, I think
Turn-
we found our kobolds done.
Ah, goddamn.
They have very poor taste in aesthetics.
For cowards, they sure don't hide very well.
Tell me about it.
So
Looks
I
at
guess once
camera.
again I will enter first.
Laeris, scout ahead.
Kind of
We, Fredrich,
minding
and
my
Python
footing,
will wait for your signal.
keeping my pace. Well, actually, I can move at perfectly stealthiness at regular pace.
My
That's
god.
Yep.
A speed of
So-
35, I can still be stealth.
My god, look at this kid.
Yep, and then we're following a respectable distance behind him, waiting for any signal from him.
Wonderful.
Signal will be.
Ah, natural cave
Okay.
noises.
Sounds a bit like a bird.
Some kobold is like, "Did you let your fucking bird out of its cage again?
Yeah, man.
Go fucking get it.
No.
What's wrong with you?
He wants to be free.
Is he not your pet bird?"
Well, yeah, but he wants to be free.
I don't know what's
So
happening
are you
right
giving
now.
up on him being a pet then? I'm confused.
The hell is happening?
Arrow.
Everyone, if you'd be so kind as to put your characters onto these designated character spots.
Well, how dare you? I'd
Just
be delighted.
one on each
Ooh.
square.
So me, Fredrich, and then Python behind us.
This is the entrance.
Okay, so this is the deepest in. It's me. Respectable
And
distance
then-
would mean that they're, what, 2 spaces behind me?
Each represents about 5 feet, or is 5 feet.
Each
So-
small square or big square?
Small
Each
square.
small square is 5
So
feet.
Python-
Each big square is
So
10.
I'm
but
10 feet ahead of you guys, okay.
Yeah, there's a 10-foot gap.
10 or 15
Wonderful.
feet. Either one is fine.
So as you are walking, you immediately see that there is a turn to your right. Kind of crouched down, walking along, you see that once. I need more. Okay, cool.
Molar.
You see, let's see, how far is your vision? 10, 20, 30, 40. It's 60 feet of dark vision?
60 feet.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Wonderful. And you see that, and I guess I will represent this with, fuck it, I'll just tell you. There is a door here, so it's a straight corridor that goes down. A door would be on your right side, and about 60 feet down on your left is another turn. Mind you, this is not any kind of structure. There's not like beams running along across the ceiling or anything like that. It's just
But there's a
natural kind
door
of
here.
winding caves. Yes, you do see that part of the wall is artificially built with wood planks kind of haphazardly thrown together and a door thrown barely on a hinge next to it.
Couldn't do that without nails.
So wait, this is where the door is?
This is where
not
the door
here?
is. Yeah, sorry.
I guess kind of
You do see light emanating from underneath the door.
here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to, for one thing, let these guys know to kind of keep a wide berth. So just, shh, I see something up ahead. I'm gonna give it a closer look. So I'm going to actually move up to the corner and like stealthily peek around just to make sure that while investigating the door, I won't get like found out. Kind of get an idea of what's around the corner.
You are
Another corner. Wow.
You peek around the corner, and that is what you see around the corner.
Well, that sight line makes it pretty easy for me to investigate the door. I will investigate the door quietly.
Wonderful.
Kind of like ear to the door, kind of hear sounds.
Wonderful. Why don't you roll me that fat perception
Or if there's
check.
a keyhole, I would look through the keyhole.
There is no keyhole. Roll me that fat perception. You listen through the door. You can probably see through a crack or two, but it's not giving you a whole lot.
That is a 17.
Through the door, quite clearly, you hear a bunch of kobolds making noises behind the door. You hear, "You no make good plan! Me in charge! No me, I best writer!" And it's just arguing like that, back and forth, like, you terrible leader! Like, just yelling at each other, like, through the door. Like, at one point, you hear something break on the floor and stuff like
What
that.
you talk about? I went Kobold Yale!
Pretty much. Is what's on the other side of the door. Judging from the voices alone, you assumed there to be at least 4.
Okay. Hold on. Moving myself back to the group, I will quietly whisper to them. I hear what sounds like about 4 kobolds in this room.
4 kobolds, that'll be no match for us. Let's fall into position, me and Fredrich will breach the door, and then we'll make ourselves some kobold kebabs.
Just one thing. Let's try and keep it a little quiet. We don't want to alert everyone in this cave. Right, Fredrich?
Alright, Fredrich, so we'll breach the door, and we'll be manly, but we'll do it without yelling.
Fine.
Okay.
Fredrich, I just want you to know that I'm trusting you with this, and I will gag you on further occasions if
No,
that's
you
what it
won't.
takes.
Can
You
you do
think
the
you
gagging
can
in a
gag
separate
me?
room if
My
that
brother may be a
happens?
pain at times, but you're not putting anything in his mouth.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, can you
Unless
put
it's
that in
food.
go in a different room?
Okay, there's
I
nothing.
look back at Python like,
There's
really?
nothing sexual about this gag, you idiots.
Yes, but I'm not letting you gag him for any reason. Without his consent.
I
at the
kick in
very
the door.
least.
Okay.
Oh, God damn
Wonderful.
it.
He kicks in the door. So you guys
Why
kick
did
open...
you have to say that fucking shit, Laeris?
1 second. Let me find my map.
This boring conversation anyway.
You kick in the door. You see the room rectangular. Filled. Let me describe this room to you. I have a description of it. You see before you a small forward base, in sarcastic air quotes, with a table and a bunch of scribbled pieces of paper that look like crude drawings. You see kobolds huddled around the table, screeching at each other with barely understandable "I'm in charge" type lingo. You kick in the door. You see the 6 kobolds turn, absolutely shock on their faces. Everyone roll initiative.
Da, 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 I'm in charge now. Da, 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 da.
Go initiative cannon.
14.
17.
That is a 10.
So 19 plus 3, so 22.
Okay, does this order look right? Laeris, Fredrich, Tybalt, Python.
Yep. Hey,
Wonderful.
that's the same initiative order as last time.
For the
And
sake,
there are indeed 4 of them in the
there are
6.
6 of them in the room.
6 of them in the room. Oh.
You lied, Laeris.
Kicking open the door, I will put Fredrich first, because he did kind of violently open. So for the sake of this, when you guys were sitting back here arguing, he was running around the corner to kick the door. So this is your guys' positioning at this moment. As he kicks open the door and initiative is rolled.
Reed, your character and my character are going to get along just great.
Yeah, there better not be a fucking threat guy.
Wow.
Whoa, this is...
And what if it is?
Can we not do this? We're supposed to be friends. Okay.
It's supposed to be.
I'm sorry, but the one time I'm not the edgy boy, someone else is.
I'm not being edgy. I'm trying to fucking be stealthy.
threatened
And this
to
guy
gag
kicks in
my
the
brother.
door to keep him quiet for the sake of stealth.
We had to breach the door anyways.
Basically, all that's happened from this is he's 100% lost my trust.
I haven't
My
yelled or anything. I
D20's
just
in the
kicked in the
void.
door.
I
It's a-
told you to keep it quiet.
Okay, Laeris, how quiet do you think a fight is? There's
Quiet enough.
gonna be noise. We're not all fucking 007 up in this bitch, fucking stealth taking out 6 kobolds in a cramped room.
I
I
said
don't
I
know what you
wouldn't.
think.
So
I
you
agreed to not yelling. I never said I wouldn't kick in a door.
So you see around so before we move here, Laeris. So you see standing around the table here, there being 6 kobolds, 3 armed with daggers, 3 with pickaxes slung over their shoulders. What would you like to do, Fredrich, with your initiative?
I attacked the leader. This one.
Okay, wonderful. You
You're
attack.
the
You.
leader.
I have decided you must die first because you are in charge. Wonderful. Roll to hit him.
All these kobolds are like, I didn't want to be leader anyways.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That guy's the leader. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, get that guy.
No, get that guy.
Roll to hit, please. You hit the pickaxe kobold that you have designed to be the leader. I'm assuming that unless you get a negative big number, that you will hit.
18 and then 5 damage.
18 and 5 damage. Wonderful. So you kick the door open, look at a kobold, and kill him. One fell swoop, you nearly chop the boy in half. The kobold is dead.
Damn.
I will action surge, come over here, and just uppercut this one.
Wonderful. Roll to hit.
Natural
A
20.
natural 20. You
Oh
kick.
my lord.
So after chopping this pickaxe kobold down mercilessly, you go and you turn to uppercut this kobold. Not only do you hear a crunch as your fist connects with his jaw, he is physically flung backwards, hitting the opposite wall. Unconscious. Probably dead.
It's like one of those Mortal Kombat X-ray moves.
Pretty much.
I'm ready my sword.
Fantastic. It is Laeris' turn. Are you crossing around this corner? Taking a
Pretty
peek?
much.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let me see. You see in front of you a door resides here. And you see that this turns into a turn. So, people listening, he has scooted up to the corner, essentially at a U-turn, where the U continues, but also branches off into another path. At the end of the U is a doorway. And that is what you see, looking down.
I will ready an action that if anybody steps into either of these 2 lines of sight, in the state that they're kind of rushing to the noise, I will take a shot.
Okay, fantastic. I will make sure to let you know. That means it is now Tybalt's turn. Tybalt, what would you like to do? As he decides, as he does math to see his ability to walk there.
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Well, move distance. It is important to note that there is about a shin level table that is occupying these 6 squares here.
Flip it at them.
Wonderful. So you are taking a step up
That
next
is
to
an
the pickaxe.
option. You could take out 2 birds with 1 stone.
They're not birds.
But
They
it would
live
be
underground.
loud, so we can't do it.
Wow.
It's already loud.
Nah. I mean, a skull hitting
Because
concrete,
combat's
or
loud.
a skull hitting a fucking stone wall is about as loud as it got, realistically. But yeah, what's the plan here? What's the idea? I see you've walked up to a pickaxe, kobold. If you're
You
not
gonna
dead,
Talk.
Tybalt.
It is your
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I ran up and then used dash action. So
Okay.
my turn's over getting to that kobold.
Fantastic. Well, Python, it is now your turn. 2
so
friends have
I-
disappeared into the room. Another has gone around the U. He's going to
Alright,
graduate
I'm
in 4
gonna-
years.
Alright, I'm gonna move here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna shoot this dude.
Wonderful. Okay, you're gonna shoot.
With my short bow of happiness and not as much happiness.
Okay.
Shoot one of the dagger kobolds. Oh,
Oh, dang it!
What'd you roll?
it was almost as it teetered on 16, but then went back to 7.
Yeah, it's gonna be an 11 to hit.
Fantastic.
Still
That could still hit, honestly.
it is a kobold.
Wonderful. So you shoot your arrow, and it ricochets off the wall behind him and clatters to the floor useless. You have missed.
Dang it!
It is now. Dun 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 dun. Do. The first turn the kobolds get where they're not dying. So,
There's nowhere for them run to. You corner a rat, you get scratched.
the dagger kobold jumps forward onto the table and attempts to take a slash at Tybalt.
Okay.
He's
I've
going
got
to
an
do
armor-
so. Okay, sorry, armor class?
Armor class of 18.
Kobolds get advantage when standing next to a friendly kobold, so he will attack with advantage. And it is a 15. Does a 15 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay, so he takes a swing at you, and you kind of glance it off of your sword. The pickaxe kobold is also going to attempt to take a swing at you. Let me see his stats here. Fantastic. Okay, so he's going to take a swing at you, and it is 14. So once again, him hoisting his mighty, crusty, rusting pickaxe at you takes a vicious swing, and you easily get out of the way of it.
You know, I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Kobold, but your pickaxe is starting to sound less mighty the more descriptors you put on it.
This pickaxe kobold is going to try and take a swing at Fredrich. And he is technically adjacent to an ally, so he is going to gain advantage.
Put up my shield. Miss me with that pickaxe.
Does an 18 hit?
That's my armor class.
Do players win armor class ties? I don't remember.
I don't actually know. That might just be up to you.
That's just DM discretion.
Second, I'm looking it up.
Meanwhile, all the audience is like, "You idiots! They lose."
It obviously means defenders lose.
So attack rolls, the attacker wins. On saving throws, the person making the save wins.
Mm.
On ability checks, the person rolling the check wins.
Okay, so
And
whoever's initiating...
Contest, it stays a tie.
Okay, wonderful. So
Yes. So since he is attacking,
he does break the AC. Wonderful.
Yes.
So the pick coming down, giving you a hearty dent in your shield, but doing no damage to you. Your shield is now is quite damaged. Not enough to lower AC yet, but another swing like that could definitely lower the AC of your shield.
Is it my turn?
It is not, because the dagger kobold is going to take a run up at you. He's going to hiss at you as he swings his dagger ferociously at you with a staggering 16, which does not hit you. And then it rotates back around to Frederick's turn.
alright, cool beans.
So these two are on a table right now.
These two
These
are
two
standing
down?
on the table, yes. The little, like, ankle-high table, practically. Standing on their little crayon drawings.
I'm going to take the table and just flip it this way, trying
Awesome.
to get all three of them.
Would you think you could do a strength versus 16? Because that is what it's going to take.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, make that roll. Try for it. Well, there you go. Just rolled base
That's a
higher
21.
than that. Fantastic. So you flip all of the kobolds. Do me a favor. Roll me we'll say D8. Roll me a D8 for the damage. How much damage are these 3 kobolds taking? Okay. So
Does it
just
add
gi-
my strength? Or...
so- no, we're not going to add the strength for this. So I'm just going to quick roll to see if any of them manage to make it out of the way for half damage. A 2, a 3, and a 4, I kid you not, says no. As they clatter violently against the wall, squished between the table and a hard place. They fling against the wall. You just hear chittering and like, ah, fuck! And like, as they go flying against the wall and they all take damage, the table kind of slides off of their bodies and you see all of them sitting there, you know, unconscious.
I then stare at this one.
So, everyone, he just knocked out 2 pickaxe kobolds and a dagger kobold with a table.
With a table.
Yeah.
my bro.
Laeris, you physically flinch when you hear a table smash against a wall.
Okay, now you're not keeping it quiet, Fredrich.
Well, I took out 3 of them in one action.
Do I flinch, DM?
I mean,
I have a personality trait that says that I could stare down a hellhound without flinching. Do I flinch?
well, okay.
Nothing makes me
You
flinch.
internally cringe like one edgy boy. You're like, ugh, these fucking idiots.
It was the best tactical option.
Laeris, would you be so kind as roll me a perception check? After hearing that mighty crash, you turn your attention, even more focused than before, towards the areas
that's
down
not
the hall, but you don't hear anything. Wonderful. Okay, well, you
To
got
be
one...
honest, Fredrich forgot we were supposed to be quiet.
Obviously.
And by Fredrich, I mean me.
Laeris, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Isn't it Tybalt's turn? Oh, no. Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was perception. Never mind.
So yeah, you know,
I was
close your
confused
eyes,
on-
focus for a second on trying to listen to around you. You hear nothing coming down from either of the 2 junctures.
Okay.
Ooh. Advancing down towards the door.
I would like to, at this point, see if I can receive any sounds from inside the room.
Okay, yeah, just roll me a quick perception check. He's now
Those are
listening
confidence.
at the door at the end of the U junction, seeing if there's anything on the other side. You see no light coming out from underneath the door, and you hear nothing from the other side of the door.
Fucking kill me, dude.
It is now
I mean, he
Tybalt's
has
turn.
that power.
Okay. So these 3 kobolds are all unconscious, right?
These 2 are unconscious. This one in the corner is unconscious, and the one that's laying here dead is dead.
All right. Well, these kobolds like to gang up on people. Let's see how they fucking like it. What's up?
You are now engaged with the kobold.
I will hit this kobold with my sword.
Wonderful.
Hopefully. Probably not, actually. That's 9 to hit.
Oh, careful!
The kobold, freaking the fuck out because of what just happened to his friends. Last one in the room is now just, like, flinching at literally everything. Like, you started walking towards him, and he flinches backwards from you. And as you swing, he just, like, dives for cover, practically. He practically dives for cover, and now stands up and is looking at you, like, terrified.
Okay, well, that's my turn.
It is now Python's turn.
Stop.
Can you move that far?
No, I can't. But
Oh.
I wish I
Where
could.
was he?
Yeah, you
I
can.
was right
He
here.
was here. 5, 10,
5,
15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You could stand here next to Tybalt.
Like, where do you think you're going?
It's like, yeah.
Uh,
So, how's it going?
would you like
I
to...
appreciate the fact that we're bullying the kobolds.
Well, we're trying to kill it.
Yeah, they're trying. You attack with advantage because you are flanking now.
All right. So I'm gonna pull out my my longsword.
I thought you were gonna say longbow, and I'm like, excuse you?
Okay.
Nope.
Just beat the shit out of it with the
A
longbow.
5 or a 19.
Yeah, 22.
Roll for that fat damage.
All right.
The 22 to hit
Hey,
the
yeah.
cowering kobold. The cowering kobold.
That is a gonna be a 9.
The cowering
for damage.
kobold is viciously struck down before you. He is dead. You guys are no longer in combat. You may move freely. Laeris, hear no noise coming from the room anymore. Ever since the table crash, you haven't heard anything. So
Okay.
yeah, feel free to move freely, my boys.
We should
I am going
probably
to quietly
make sure these
open the
3
door
aren't
and
waking up.
All
Do we
right.
have anything here to contain these 3 unconscious kobolds with?
Well, give
well,
me
we were
one...
here to kill them anyways. What's the point?
Give me 1 second. So, Laeris,
We are hunting kobolds.
you quietly open the door, hearing no noise from the other side, and you see that it looks like a small sleeping area, currently unattended to. There's no one in here. I can give you a quick description. It is a small sleeping area. Wet hay and crusty pelts line the ground. Candles decorate the room. Some of them burning, some of them not.
Well, I guess I'll move on.
We'll kill these 3 unconscious kobolds and then regroup with our scout.
You coup de grace them. Are you going to be looking around the room whatsoever?
I'll
We'll take a quick
search
look.
for it. Yeah.
Okay.
I won't.
Everyone,
Fredrich, please.
everyone roll in the room an
I'm gonna give
investigation.
Laeris a fucking migraine.
I need everyone that's in the room to roll an investigation and a perception.
Yeah, I will look in the room.
Investigation or perception?
Investigation and then perception.
Investigation. So an investigation of 7.
Okay.
My investigation is an 18.
So you go and you take a look at the papers.
Perception of 4. What the actual fuck? I'm rolling so bad now.
Python, you take a look at the pages
Same
scattered
thing.
on the floor. You pick them up and you look, and they seem to be almost crude battle plans that dictate a small portion of your town near the food storage area.
Wait a minute. This looks like the town. Were they actually making battle plans?
Simply, the plans look like your food storage, which is represented by just a giant berry on the building, essentially, like a squished berry on it. And you just see a shit ton of arrows being drawn from the forest to the thing. And that's about it.
So my perception's not gonna be as great, but it's an 11.
And what was your perception, Frederick?
My investigation was a 10 and my perception was a 12.
Wonderful. So, Frederick, I'm assuming Python is sharing these battle plans
Yeah.
with Tybalt.
No, I'm just talking to myself.
Oh.
No, okay. I'm
you
kidding.
you notice out of the corner of your eyes a pile of boxes that are sitting in the room covered with candles. There seems to be some kind of weird glow coming from behind them. It's a dim green light.
These boxes.
So, shifting the boxes aside, you see that behind it is a small crawl space that goes very shallowly into... Oh my god. That goes very shallowly into the wall, and you can barely crawl in.
There we go. I fixed it. Sorry.
You see a dim green light is kind of filling this small alcove.
Gentlemen, I may have found something.
Would you like to...
What did you find?
Some kind of, smaller cave.
So it goes barely 10 feet back. You can see very clearly the back of it. You can see from where you're sitting. And let me read the description to you. Behind a box of crates littered with candles is a small carved-in crawl space. Inside is a human skeleton, tightly clutching a rusting longsword. The sword glows a faint green.
I'd like to try and retrieve that longsword.
I back up in a lot.
Okay. So you crawl in. As you grab the sword, it has no sheath. As you grab the sword by its handle, taking it from the skeleton, you get this odd feeling overcome you, like a layer of grime was just washed off. Your nose is not as stuffy as it was before. And you backwards crawl out of the tunnel again. That was the only thing of note on the skeleton.
And so you said the sword is rusted, yeah?
It is a rusted longsword. It is giving off a
The sword glows green?
It is a dim green light emanating from the sword, about 10 feet. So you now have essentially a dim torch of 10 feet with this sword.
So I know that when I focus with my smith's tools and my lucky charms, I'm pretty good at repairing shit. Or just building shit outright. Could I use my Artisan's Blessing channel divinity as well as scavenging some of the metal armaments from this room that were previously wielded by kobolds to try and put this thing in a working order?
You would need a proper forge in order to fix it, but you could fix it and probably keep whatever kind of magical effect is imbued in it. You wouldn't have to replace the blade by any means in order to fix it, but you would need some kind of forge. So for now, This longsword does 1d6 damage, but it is in critical condition, so using it too much might actively break it.
I will just store it for now.
Sure.
And we'll move on to try and catch up with our
You're gonna
scout.
just stash it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Like, I've got my longsword drawn. I can just sheath this kind of shitty one in that other sword's sheath.
When it is in the sheath, it actually gives off a very dim light still that is a 5-foot aura around you.
Interesting.
It shines through the sheath, interestingly enough.
Okay, I'm at the next corner. I'm peeking.
Okay, so you guys go and catch up with
Fredrich, stay back.
You guys.
Tired of your shit, Fredrich.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be mean to my brother.
I mean, he kind
Your
of
brother
deserves
earned
it.
mean.
Yeah, he kind of deserved it.
I killed 5 kobolds.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. He just knows that you made a loud clattering after he explicitly said, "Don't do that." He has reason. Like, you can't get upset at him for being upset with reason. Anyway.
I'm peeking the corner again.
Okay, so you're peeking around this corner. So
More corners peeked than Counter-Strike.
Calm down, Widow Man.
God damn it, so many hallways.
actually, now I look at my map. Like that. So you see 2 more hallways going down. I don't know if that's actually 60
Is this the
feet,
end of the
but
hallway?
It is not. There is more further on. And you can't see around this corner.
That's not 60 feet.
Is that not 60 feet? Okay.
15, 30.
Just 40 feet.
There you go, that's 60. Okay, so that's a room.
You do see a cavern up ahead.
Okay. Motioning them up to the next corner. I will move to my next corner.
You see that this is a straight dead end. It goes back about 20 feet, but that is it. There's nothing really of note in it. Nothing of note in it. It's rocks.
I will stealthily make my approach further up to the
Put your
room.
leg.
Kind of staying a little bit back, let my dark vision do it.
Okay, gotcha. I
To
will
open up the room a little bit more.
Let me move
15.
these. So last time I tried to do this particular thing, the board exploded. And move you
What are you
guys.
trying to do? Add Armageddon on it?
A little bit.
If they told me if I ever did this, I would die.
Okay. The board did not explode when I attempted to move the whole thing. If everyone would be so kind as to place their pieces back on.
Wait, I got this.
Boom.
The fucking,
Perfect.
The fucking
What's over
legend.
here?
That is a complete dead end.
It's a dead end.
Okay.
One of you could check it while I'm scouting.
I'll take a quick see look.
A quick see look, not
So-
a quick look see.
So is there anything at the dead end of this dead end? Or is it just more dead end?
It's just as dead as an end
It's
could
just more dead end.
Okay.
What do you mean? There's just more?
be. So you find yourself looking at a cavern that's this big. You can clearly see in the cavern that it is a small dining area. It has 3 tables along with a dozen or so stools laying around. Chip bowls and bent forks litter the ground and tables. It smells of aged cheese, and something is rotting. You all gag. Please make me a con saving throw.
That's not good. Rolled
18.
a 10.
Fucking goddamn.
Actually,
That's
no,
the third
73.
roll in a row that's below 10.
22.
That's a
That-
9 for me.
That is a 23.
22.
What was the lowest? It was 8?
Mine was a 9.
9?
was a 10.
Okay.
It's the
You
third
all-
roll in a row below 10. Unlucky.
You all hold back the urge to throw up. Tybalt throwing up in his mouth.
I'm glad that I narrowly escaped baby barf.
It's a pretty rank spell. But you see nothing inside the room. It is not even dimly lit, as no candles that litter the table or floor or walls are lit whatsoever.
Where exactly is the table? Which squares?
I don't know. It doesn't particularly matter. There's 3 tables. We'll say they're 2 by 2. So
Okay.
they don't have to be in the middle of the room. You can just line them up. Here.
I would take one for the team, as I offer to search it, because it's fucking disgusting.
In the meantime, this is another hallway I take.
I'm moving with you because I'm not letting you walk into some rank ass kobold cave alone, aka without your brother. Because we're two
Okay,
brothers.
Here are
Well,
the
you guys have
table.
serious like.
Yeah, it's a little overbearing. I
Thing
feel
I'm
like.
thinking about.
Dude,
What
we're
is
bros
it?
for life.
Fucking
Tight knit
what
place,
is
tight
it?
knit family, tight knit bros.
I'm trying to think. I can't think. Please back up, Python. Let me do my scout thing. Also, you're the clankiest in this card.
I only have chainmail.
Yeah, the three of us all wear chainmail. We're all
Oh,
equally
Jesus.
clanky.
Here, allow me to leave some of these here. So you see laying around the corner, you see a door just around the corner. You see lights coming from underneath the door. Kind of like, shining onto this back wall here.
Okay.
There's also a door here.
Do we see anything of note without like spending an hour searching?
He said aged cheese. Okay, if you can find any cheese that is good, we need to grab it.
Do we find any cheese that's still good?
I mean, do you want to take time looking?
Not right now.
Okay.
Dude, I'm scouting. You guys have literally nothing better to do.
Okay.
Didn't you
What?
just find a door?
I did, but I still need to investigate the door.
I find
This is called intelligence, boys. It's called intel.
I don't like
This
it.
is definitely nice.
Recon.
Sure. I guess I'll take a look really quick while he's feeling up a door.
Oh yeah, you will.
So listening
Oh.
through the door.
Do you say anything dirty to it? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's right. You're a dirty wooden door. Yeah.
It's like, yes, I've been
Nobody's
here for
cleaned
thousands
you
of
in
years.
Forever.
It's like, ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
Perception.
It opens up a crack in the door and you can see through perfectly.
Fucking A, dude. Kill me. I rolled a fucking 1, dude.
Oh my gosh. So, have you played D&D with me DMing before?
I know that you do the whole like
Percentile thing?
Percentage.
percentage thing. It's fucking stupid, dude. This dice hates me.
I mean, I can give you a different colored dice if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
I've rolled pretty evenly with these dice so far. I've had some good rolls and I've had some bad rolls.
Okay.
Hopefully
well,
they improve soon.
a 59 is not terrible. So, putting your ear up to the door, you can hear nothing but Fredrich and Tybalt kind of moving things aside, wood scraping on wood. It's not loud by any means, but it's all you can really focus on as you're trying to listen through this door. It's just kind of like shh, shh, clank, shh, footstep,
Okay.
footstep.
Shing, shing.
This door, notably, seems to have some kind of handle on it, a simple latch almost, that is held with what looks like a chain and a lock.
Sounds like a job for Frederick's foot.
Do we find any cheese?
Wait, it's actually a locked door?
It is a locked door. Very shoddily done. The door practically falling apart. You can make a strength to kick it open, sleight of hand to try and, fondle it open. We'll
it's
see.
worth the sleight of hand attempt. I have +3.
Okay. Yeah, the door mechanism on it is very crude, and it should be very easy. You easily manage to click it open, and the lock kind of slides out in your hands. You gently put it on the ground, remove the chains, and you can now open the door freely.
Okay. Kind of motioning for my party to, like, basically, I
So you're like, Python, get the
Python,
fucking bits.
get the others.
All right, I turn around the corner and I
See,
kind of.
the important question: did we find any good cheese?
I rolled pretty low, so it would be entirely up
Oh.
to you.
What'd you roll?
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh shit, son!
Give me that natural 20.
You find
Did you actually roll?
you find
Yes.
packed up in covered in some thin paper and some twine. You manage to find a nice good chunk of cheese.
Elvish cheese.
No, just aged cheese. It'll run you a pretty penny, and you could sell it for probably about 12 or so gold.
Because
Ooh,
it's so like exquisite.
3 gold each, split 4 ways.
Or a good
Delicious
meal.
cheese. Yeah.
Or I need 50 gold.
Why do you need 50 gold?
Because that's what it requires for me to get my beast companion.
That metagaming.
What if the rest
No,
of
I'm
us
kidding.
want his cheese? It's Frederick's
Yeah, man.
cheese.
Yeah, it's my cheese.
I told you guys to fucking look for it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and we
this-
found it.
Cool. So, yeah, you crack open the door. Fantastic. You do see, peering around this corner, 2 more scenarios just like this. I don't know if that is the appropriate length, but I promise you the
You need
corridors...
2 more.
I promise you that the corridors will end soon.
And then more corridors happen.
Who the fuck locked me, dude?
Kobolds and corridors.
Also sitting here is an unlocked door.
Okay.
Oh, shit. These tiles aren't locked. Or at least not this one.
There. We good. We're Gucci.
Okay.
The party inching up around corners behind Laeris, kind of poking their head around, seeing if he's moved up.
I'm just
or
gonna
not.
quietly open it. I'm tired of fucking frustrating.
Okay. So you quietly open the door. You see that there is a hefty amount of light kind of flooding out onto this back wall as you open the door. And inside of it, because we're going to say, because the door is obviously not 10 feet wide, so you can peer into the room, we'll say. Inside of it, you see... where is it? There it is. For some reason, my stuff spaced weird. You see before you a room full of glass jars filled with your best guess of tallow, which is used to make candles. Various bowls and such lay all around, all caked with tallow, candle wicks, and crude hand tools lay around. Various stools sit around the room, providing a small workbench to make candles at. A child kobold sitting on the floor in the middle is making a candle. His back is to you. He has no weapons.
Do you really kill the child?
God. It's a kobold, though, and we're here to hunt kobolds. We can't leave the young.
Here, one second.
Oh my god, Anakin.
Am I making it smaller? No.
And pink!
To really let you
I
know
gotta
it's
take
a
the
child.
wick and I put in the thing and then
He-
it
Not
goes
just the
whack.
men, but the women.
So do I see Laeris peering around the door, this look
You
of,
do-
like,
you s-
contemplation?
You see him look around the door, and he kind of like looks back and he stares at the ground for a few seconds, contemplating what to do.
Laeris, what is it?
La-di-da, man, I love being alive. Da-di-da, love making candles.
It's a child.
I'm so innocent and pure.
Okay, group consensus. Am I gonna get judged for killing this kid?
Yes.
Kind of.
But it's a kobold! We're here to kill the kobold!
Gonna make my very first candle.
We're
La-di-da. I'm
not
kidding.
killing a child. That's not a thing that's happening. What
Is
is
it really
one...
even a child? It's a kobold! We're here to kill the kobolds!
I am so not laying around my
Laeris,
kids.
we're here to eliminate the kobold threat, not their race. We don't need to kill their young.
But to even leave... Oh, fuck it.
So as we walk past this, I would like to gently shut the door.
Wonderful. You gently shut the door.
See, if I'm ruthless, I'm just gonna get fucking judged.
Oh yeah, I'm a lawful good.
About to fucking stealth kill that kid.
The unarmed child kobold gets to live another day.
And then
Sitting there.
realize it's
Comes
guardians
back to
because parents are dead.
TPKS.
It comes back as a fucking adult. It's the leader of the kobold fucking revolution that's been building for
Was
years.
actually always the leader of the kobold
Yeah,
revolution.
just has like
Child leader. A kobold who's
I've heard of child soldiers,
highly
but child
advanced
leaders.
and evolved.
That's something I've only heard in America.
dun, 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 dun. And so yeah, I'm assuming you're walking up to this corner.
Yes.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
What's that?
Would you judge me if I still killed this kobold kid? List editions. And this should be
Unarmed kobold child.
that I made pink and everything. Wonderful. So this is what you see before you. You see
Without the pink and the unarmed, I think I would have killed. Honestly, you're just like a kobold child making a candle. I'm like, your last candle. And then you
this
have to go
first.
and make me feel like a bad person for doing my job.
Look, I am just here to cause fucking moral decisions. So you see before you a room and you're essentially at a T-junction. You see that if you were to continue straight onwards, you would enter a small kind of just regular cavern part. It doesn't look like any kind of room that you can see. There's no furniture. It's just part of the cave. But to your right, if you were to continue south into the room, you do see that it is an area well lit that is filled with all sorts of tool racks and things like that. No kobold is standing in there, though.
Let's go.
It's
Let's go.
Yahoo!
wonderful.
Yahoo!
I'm Laeris. I can't do Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
Okay, so
It's a me,
I guess
Fredrich.
I'll take a good look around, I suppose.
Okay, so allow me this free moment to do what I'm doing here. Why do I keep tabbing to that? There we go.
I won't allow it.
Where are you going, Frederick?
Just taking a peek.
That's what the scout is for.
Well, there's one.
Your job is to throw
The
to
scout
kobolds
can-
and kill
The
kobolds.
scout can effectively tell you with his dark vision that there is nothing to see over there. If you could even see it.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much blindly following the elf through.
Well, we have the 5-foot glowing longsword.
Mhm.
That is
Fuck.
true.
So one space, it's not gonna
Yeah.
do much for you going
Um,
down this hallway.
So yeah, you guys are standing in a tool area. You see various racks filled with rusted metal tools, as well as various pickaxes. Let's see, second, Yeah, so it is an area filled with rusting pickaxes, flint hatchets, and various hooded lanterns. You can hear in the distance, echoing off the walls, coming from this direction, the sound of metal on stone.
Does anybody else think that it's strange that they're so well supplied?
Yes, and we've seen plenty of lodging for more than 6 kobolds.
Frederick,
What?
I mean,
you're making me uneasy moving ahead of the group.
Give us a
Um,
second, Laeris. I think it would be helpful if the non-dark vision members of the group grabbed some hooded lanterns.
hey,
Fair enough.
Laeris, I have a question real quick.
Yes.
So, I found these plans about raiding the food storage the other day, and I
Not
handed
the other
them
day, you found it like today,
Oh yeah,
like, a few
today.
minutes ago.
So I handed little like badge or crudely drawn battle plans. Did
Oh.
you notice anything weird the past couple of days while we were on watch?
Is
He-
there any reason why he would
I
Just
mean,
saying.
you weren't in the room when he originally discovered them. The question itself is pretty targeted and kind of metagaming, but him
Oh,
sharing this information is not uncalled for.
sharing
Him-
the information makes sense, but
Yeah.
I was
So-
the only person awake at that
So
night,
he says to you essentially,
Well,
"Hey, I found
and-
these, just so
Yeah,
you're
sorry.
aware," and then you kind of connect the dots in your head.
Oh.
yeah, I didn't notice anything weird about my shift,
It's okay.
and
But he did the night shift, and that's when they would have struck.
No, that the night.
See, but struck is a weird term to use. They haven't really struck yet. We would have noticed if there was a significant loss from the stores.
What if they're tunneling towards our food storage?
It's probably what it is. That's
Anyways.
actually probably what it is.
So non-Laorans, let's go grab some hooded lanterns while Laeris.
So I'm not going to make you guys roll. Digging around, you find 2 hooded lanterns that are still functional. Between them, there's 2 hours of fuel. They provide 30 feet of bright light, and then 30 extra feet beyond that of dim light. And you can direction that light in a cone.
So I think Frederick should have one and Python should have the other. Since I'll probably be near Frederick in combat.
Codependency. That's the word I was thinking about.
There you go.
Codependency.
You can
Is that
comfortably.
like the term of a family?
No,
Like the
no,
part of the
like
family?
to be codependent means that you literally can't function without the other person. Like
It
you
it
have
is.
no self.
I'm not going to disagree
Alright,
that it is kind of layered on a little thick, but that's not the point we're trying to make. We're in a dungeon right now. The hooded lanterns you can comfortably wear on your guys' belts if you would like to provide vision right in front of you, or you can hold it to kind of give yourself vision whenever you want vision in a 360 cone.
I will put my shield on my back since it's pretty battered, and hold the lantern in my left hand and my sword in my right.
Oh,
I will-
yeah, actually, that's a good question. Could I fix the dent in his shield with the smith's tools I've got?
It is a physical hole caused by a pickaxe.
Okay.
Just
I'm gonna
looking at
assume
it,
that's a no.
just looking at it, you
So as
know.
I see him put it on his back, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, you see him put it on his back, and you didn't really see when he had, like, you know, when it happened because you were focused on what was in front of you. You see him sling it over his back, and you know you're going to be spending a couple hours at the forge.
I'm going to move around the corner, hugging the wall.
Wonderful.
To,
You
since
see,
this hallway exists, check the hallway.
yes, you see this hallway goes up here. This whole area between these two arrows, this is all natural caverns. There's nothing in there, no candles, nothing like that. You see beyond here is a simple natural cavern that goes on past the door, but you do see this door here to your south. So to your north connects to where you've been, to your east is a dead end, and to your south is a door unlocked.
Oh.
You hear beyond the room, quite loudly, metal on stone and kobolds mumbling. You know, kind of like, you know, arguments with each other.
No, I
The
best
signal.
digger.
Basically, to regroup me.
Bless your heart, you're trying to move them all. Cool, so you guys advance on the chocolate bar.
Okay, so I will quietly open.
Wonderful, so you
Kind of motioning that my party stay very still because I know that if they move at all, their chainmail will make noise.
Wonderful, so going in... You guys enter into... I'm going to move your kill count here, Lee. I know I'm kind of imposing on your space a little bit. You open the door and you see that a large, interesting-looking room sits ahead of you. Let me see. It is a room filled with open-topped crates, filled with various chipped pieces of rock and rubble. There are 5 or so tunnels at ground level that are too small for you guys to crawl through. You see 2 kobolds chipping at a wall, and 1 holding a lantern for them.
Where the kobolds at, boy?
I will place them down.
I saw you create that orange pun. I thought that was Fredrich moving in. I'm like, no.
Fredrich, please. Fredrich, stop.
Fredrich,
Question.
no. Fredrich, yes!
Question to the DM.
Yes.
Could we possibly? Well, no, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think the cannon will be a problem.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the fact that I have to cross this table all the time.
Oh, I'm hesitant on moving it because
could explode.
I've done it
No,
before.
I'm talking about my station.
Oh, I mean, if you want, I can.
Moving
Yeah.
purple from there to next to Lee,
Yep, we can do that.
but I'm a bit more centralized.
How dare you give out his fake name?
Correct.
Good save.
Whole recording is ruined.
It's all destroyed. Time to restart from the beginning, guys. Act surprised.
Oh my Christ. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Kobold plans.
Did I just?
Who would have thunk?
Thought I just. There it is. I do have it. Okay. So I will use these teal little blocks on the map to represent the entrances to these kobold tunnels because they're totally not going to be relevant. Don't worry about that.
I feel like they're gonna be totally relevant later on.
Hey, stop.
Stop feeling.
No one gave you permission. Okay. And then we will simulate these orange kind of dots throughout our represent crates.
Didn't you say there were 5 entrances? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, you did say
I did
5.
5. I apologize.
You lied to me.
I did. I'm a hateful person.
Now I have to shoot my D20 through the cannon again.
These orange kind of things laying around are the various crates that kind of crowd the place. They are to your guys' waist, and you could easily crouch behind them. Would that be relevant? But yes, there is this kind of expanse before the room actually begins. You know what? Here, I'll even do this. Get out the way. And this is the room that lies before you. The only reason you can see the kobolds over the top of the crates is because their lanterns, the candles on their head, the flame kind of flickers barely above the boxes.
Okay.
Perhaps me and Fredrich should go in first.
Or, hear me out. I take out Lantern Guy, then you guys take out the other two.
We should all move into position first, though. Agreed?
That works for me.
All right, I'm gonna go in the back and I'll let you guys do it.
This is position for me.
It is a small area, and it is here, I'll move that for you. It is a small area. You guys are really tight in, and it's caverns, so it's easily echoable. So everybody, do me a favor and roll me a stealth.
That's funny.
Lee does not have to because he is not entering the room.
Oh.
12.
15.
14. Plus 3, so 17.
Wonderful. So, as you are getting into position, you crouch behind the thing. You draw an arrow, I'm assuming. Yes?
No, actually, I was thinking about just getting up close and personal.
You quietly and slowly draw your sword, and as you are about to pounce, you see 3 kobolds kind of not crawling out, but kind of shuffling heads down out of this tunnel over here.
Well.
You quickly crouch full body behind the box, and they do not seem to notice you as they kind of walk up to this lantern kobold, and they all begin to talk. And they say to the lantern kobold, they're like, "Why you no dig? You never dig. You just boss us around. We don't like." And they are now getting into an argument where lantern kobold, who you notice now is a little bit taller than the rest of them, is just kind of shouting at them. He's like, "'Cause your candle no good compared to my candle," and they're just having a big argument about it.
Meanwhile, these two still dig.
These two, no, have turned around and are now paying attention and are now engaged.
They might kill themselves.
So are you gonna like?
Patience is key.
Are you gonna turn around to me and Fredrich and just kind of like with a hand motion, like no?
Just like give it a sec. Give it a sec. Let's see how this develops.
And when he gives that "give it a sec" hand motion, I'm gonna put my like hand on Frederick's shoulder. Like,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Fredrich, you see Fredrich a little bit, like has been tense a little bit. Now kind of just slouches, just the tiniest microscopic bit when you put your hand on his shoulder. Like,
So I kind of.
it's not time to charge in. Fuck.
So I peek around the corner and like.
Oh no! Sorry, I thought that it was like the instant touch, just giving him relief. Like,
No.
Still here, brother.
No. No, it's a situation of like, dude, calm the fuck down. We're not going in yet. And he's like, oh, all right.
So I'm gonna peek around the corner and I'm gonna look at Tybalt and Fredrich and just give him like a hand signal. Like, is everything okay?
and I'll just look at him, put my like finger to my mouth, and then just my hand up for wait.
And I'll give him a thumbs up, and I'm gonna go right back around the corner.
Holy shit!
So as you guys are sitting there and this argument is developing, some pickaxe kobolds from the nearby room, Fredrich and Tybalt, I recommend you beat a hasty retreat, or you are not fully in shadow because this room is lit up and all of them have candles on their head. The only reason he is stealth is, okay, so you're backing the fuck up.
I'm stealthy as fuck, boy.
Yeah, no, you are quite hidden from the kobolds and they do not notice you standing behind it. Imagine if I didn't put this tile here. You see they all are having an argument.
In that situation, I probably would have been somewhere like over here-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then they probably would have walked past me.
So as you as this argument is unfolding, the Lantern Kobold is obviously starting to lose the argument against all of them as they start to aggressively grip their pickaxes, and he is taking steps back as they all kind of advance on him, and he's freaking out. He is now standing literally next to you. You can smell him. He is so goddamn close to you. And as the kobolds are about to jump out, you see him flick open the front of the lantern. The candle on his head suddenly grows, and the flame on it grows in size, turns a deep blue, and then fires expunge from the lantern. immediately catching fire to these 4 kobolds. These 4 right here. So they naturally start running around panicking because they're on fire. This one has run behind cover, and these guys have run behind cover. I will now change these guys to a toasty.
Well, they're already a toasty brown.
Yeah, we'll give them an actual toasty brown. So these 3 kobolds or 4 kobolds being literally on fire. I feel like I'm missing one. No, that's right.
No, you've
we
got
all
all 4.
These ones literally on fire, running around the room before you see the lantern kobold smirk as he closes the lantern shut and steps forward. He goes, "Do any of you want mess with my candle now?" As these kobolds are running around screaming on fire.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. He's running right towards Fredrich.
Wait, before... Okay, while all this chaos is ensuing, I think I'm gonna seize the moment after the lantern is done to fucking stick this guy.
Okay.
I think it's about time. I've witnessed
gonna
enough
stealth
power
kill
to
him?
realize that, that's what I'm going for.
Does anybody want to fuck with my candle now? Then he just hears like a deep, edgy.
Yes! just like pulled behind the crate, they're like, where'd you go?
As he runs by, I'm just gonna fucking clothesline him.
It gets dark because there's no more lantern.
Wonderful. So you're going to attempt to... Okay, so everyone roll initiative. We're going to have, it's a surprise round. But I looked it up after our first surprise round to make sure everything's going fine.
Oh my god, a 3. God
Okay, so
damn it.
Tybalt's probably last.
I got a 9.
What the 4 and 1 did? I'm
Wait, did
upset.
I just go first with a 9?
What did Python roll?
I got a 9 as well.
Okay,
Although I suppose I go first anyways because
Yeah, you do. Python and Fredrich, could you both re-roll?
Alright.
14 and whatever you're about to roll.
Don't worry about that one. He's headed right towards Fredrich.
Okay, wonderful. So, order in this case is going to be for one round. Surprise round is going to happen, and then the initiative is actually going to take order. So let me quick roll here. I'm going to be rolling for 3 groups: on fire kobolds, not on fire kobolds, and the big honcho, assuming he lives. Okay.
I get advantage on my attack.
So believe it or not, the flaming fucking kobold does go last.
You get an advantage just for stealth attacking?
Not unless you're
A rogue.
Oh well, I get advantage.
you
just
get
'cause he hasn't
advantage to the
acted.
attack, but you don't get like any extra damage out of it.
Since it's the first thing and he hasn't acted in combat yet, I get advantage on the attack.
You also get advantage because you're attacking from stealth. You just don't
That-
get any extra damage.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Advantage for attacking from stealth.
Yeah, rogues do like a bajillion extra damage.
Yeah, they get like extra d6 based on their level for attacking with advantage. It doesn't
Goddamn.
even have to be from stealth as long as they have an advantage on it. So, like for instance, if your rogue is flanking, they can just leap and stab someone in the back mid-fight because they were paying more attention to the fighter than them.
Goddamn.
Or if someone's prone, this fucking rogue just jumps on them and cuts their goddamn throat.
So from now on, just for my keepsake, we're going to be doing this, where I have these actual trackers. So after you roll initiative, from now on, just pop the highest number into your appropriate counter. That makes it easier, and then everyone can organize everything.
Okay. So mine is...
Nope, that's not the right color. Okay, so after the surprise round, it's...
I rolled a 4 and I have +3 to my initiative. I forgot to account for my +3.
Oh. Okay,
So I
that doesn't
actually
change
rolled a
anything.
7, technically.
Doesn't change anything in this order.
No. Reed said that he was going first with a 9, so I thought it might.
Yeah, no, we're good. So after surprise round is Fredrich, Python, Lantern Kobold, Laeris,
Laeris.
thank you, Pickaxe Kobolds, Tybalt, and then the on fire Pickaxe Kobolds. So surprise round, you were going to attempt to stab.
Yes.
Right behind you. Do it. Give me that fat roll. Ooh, with that advantage.
That's a natural 20.
That is a natural 20. So that is your max damage plus your damage roll. So roll for it.
So that's max damage. Do I account for strength in that as well? In the crit?
I don't play stealth characters. Someone needs to answer that.
Yeah, so your max damage, then your damage roll, then your strength.
Or
Okay.
whatever stat you're
So the
using.
maximum
Like, you're
of
using
your damage dice, an additional damage dice, strength.
Okay. So
or
6
whatever modifier.
plus
So it'd be strength or dex, depending on the.
fired out the cannon.
Actually, are you using a long sword or a short sword?
Short sword.
You can use. It has finesse, so you can add
Oh, I
your
can use my
dex to the
dex.
damage.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
instead of the strength.
Okay, so 6 plus
That's-
5 plus dex.
Yeah, so 14 damage.
14 damage from stealth. So he goes, yeah, me kobold is best as he just kind of like, as you sink your blade,
Is he dead?
as you sink your blade into,
Because I'm gonna try and pull him back behind the box just to see this confusion.
okay, yeah, so, he is dead from the attack. As you sink the blade into him, you go, and then you're gonna try and flip him around the box, like fucking Splinter Cell style.
Basically, yep. Pull him back into the shadows of the
Wonderful.
box.
Just roll me a quick, we're gonna call it just a strength, because he is a heftier kind of, kobold.
That'd be athletics.
That would be an athletics.
Yes, the great cobalt toss.
A classic.
I remember when I
You
was
very
just so
quickly, very swiftly whip him around, shut his lantern, and the room goes silent. It was like screaming and all that stuff. Like the on fire kobolds are still screaming. One of them's run down a tunnel. But you just, all the other kobolds, is he okay? I don't know. Go check. I'm not going to check. You go check. It's like the argument that's happening between the kobolds. He's like, I don't care. It's like it's a conversation happening between the
about
kobolds.
to attack that guy. Fuck him.
He's go check box. No, you go check box. You 5 gold. You check box. Okay.
Could anyone get buckets? The on fire kobold.
So these 2 kobolds have talked between the boxes. He's gonna get paid 5 gold to go check on the lantern kobold. Gentlemen, what would you like to do to this?
Clothesline this man.
I'm not even gonna make you roll. Like unless roll, and if it's not a critical miss, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Wonderful. You clothesline him. He hits the ground, rolls for a few seconds, and you now have a bald, dead kobold sitting in front of you on the ground.
Gross.
It's pretty nasty. Strangely enough, you notice that his candle seems
Lantern
unafflicted
kobold
by
is
the
dead,
flames. Yes, the lantern kobold is dead. You notice that the candle and on this flaming kobold's, now exposed skull is entirely intact. The flame's still naturally burning as it was.
interesting.
Cool. So
They
we're
might
burning kobolds now, so I'm going to take that as a cue.
Python and Tybalt, you do have 1 free turn before the before actual initiative goes around.
By the sound of explosion, I'm going to assume that Laeris probably needs a hand.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I'm going to move 5, 10,
Oh,
15,
wait, what?
20, 25,
I think Lee does get to
30.
go first because initiative.
Does he?
Yeah.
He tied with me.
Fine.
It's alright. 1, 2, 3, 6. Alright, I'm gonna slash this motherfucker with my long sword of laziness.
As he sees your lazy longsword coming towards him, would you roll with your 7 plus your modifiers?
That's a 11.
Wonderful. Cool. So as you're running down the hallway, like charging at this pickaxe kobold who has been bribed to go check on the possibly dead lantern kobold, he comes around the corner, sees you charging down the hallway. Ah, human! And he ducks underneath your swing.
Human!
Oh, come on! It's not even that scary.
It is now Tybalt's turn.
Okay. So I will move to right here.
Sure.
And I'm going to use my lucky charm to attempt to cast a spell on this pickaxe kobold. I'm casting the cantrip Sacred Flame, although as far as I'm aware, it's just normal flame.
Sure. What is normal
but
flame
yeah,
do?
flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage.
What's the
The
check
saving
against?
throw that it needs to make is 13.
Wonderful. Okay, so you turn, you grab. Do you wear it as a necklace, or is it adorned in your clothing, or?
I wear it as a necklace.
You wear it as a necklace. You kind of grab your medallion, close your eyes for a second, open them, raise your hand towards it, and then you just see the kobold stand there. And he turns around and he looks, and he's like, I'm hot, 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 and he bursts into flames. Roll for damage.
Alright, cool beans.
Wait, what just happened?
He casted a
Sorry, I
cleric
was-
spell.
Oh.
So that is 5 damage.
So, the kobold, his mining clothes ignited, just essentially rags. Hot, 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 is now
We've got so many orange kobolds that have just been discarded for brown ones.
Yeah. So the brown kobold, he absolutely ignites, and him, seemingly the most intelligent of the group, drops to the ground in an attempt to roll out the fire. Combat is now going as normal, which means it is Fredrich's turn. It is no longer a surprise round.
Are you...
I'm not
we
actually
go.
screaming. Let's see.
I've got him
Two.
rolling.
There you go. Perfect.
In
Or-
space.
I mean, you can scream if you want. I was just checking to see how far you could move. I'm pretty sure you could dash and get right in the face of one of these kobolds.
5. Excuse me.
He, like, picks up Tybalt, swivels him around, moves through the space.
I'm gonna be right here.
Using your dash to get to there?
Yes.
Okay. I don't practice the Holy Bible. I practice the Swolly Bible.
Did you just see the picture again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I plan to have high strength with this cleric, so...
It is Python's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna.
Yes.
Hey, yeah! That is
That's
a
a hit.
22 to hit.
Ah, Human.
Yeah, human, alright. That
Wonderful.
is 8 damage.
You whack this terrified and extremely confused kobold right across his face. He drops over dead.
Yeah.
You did it. You're a murderer. Congrats.
I am a 3 murderer, actually.
Oh, okay. That's fine then. At least you don't kill the kids.
Wow.
Well, I mean, no one's a child murderer here
Yet.
yet.
Suspiciously eyes a kobold. Wonderful. Is that everything you're doing on your turn, Python?
Oh yeah, I still have a move action, right?
You do.
What's up? Ow.
The flaming kobold. You walk up to him.
You look like you're on fire.
The lantern kobold spends his turn being dead. It is now Laeris' turn.
Okay, so how high is the ceiling? Question.
What an interesting question.
5'11".
It is 5'11 and a half. No.
Okay.
It is
In all seriousness,
Had to make me wrong.
Can I stand on a crate?
it is we'll say
They're open top.
they're open top. It's uneven
they're
footing
open
in the
top
boxes.
crates.
Yeah, it's just
I see.
yeah.
You could dive
uneven
into a
footing.
crate and then pop out of it and shoot
You
somebody.
can dive into a
Would
crate and
uneven
then
footing be considered
regret it.
difficult terrain?
Yes. Do you get a
I
bonus for
ignored difficult terrain.
all difficult terrain?
All difficult terrain.
Sure, you can stand on a box and shoot at anything, but this is technically in full cover, and that's the only one that's in full cover.
This guy's rolling around on the ground, so you can't really.
Even though it would normally
I'm talking. I make my move, hop up a box to fucking dome this guy.
Okay, so
yeah,
you
normally it would only be half cover, but
So
because these
basically,
kobolds are
this
small-
open box, I'm like straddling my shot on. I'm standing where I can, basically balance. I'm gonna
he
take a shot.
he looks up at you, utter mouth agape, just as you, I assume, attempt your swing at him. You're standing on a box that is open, filled with rubble, attempting to dome a fucking kobold who is just confused and scared, and his friends are on fire. Roll for that.
Or
hit.
dead.
So that's a 23 to hit.
23 does in fact hit a kobold. Yes.
Okay, so that's a d6. So that's 5 plus 3 plus 2, so 10. in
Cool.
damage.
He might as well not have a dome anymore. Like, you absolutely obliterate this fucking kobold. He is as dead can be. He might even be more dead than the lantern kobold somehow. Who spent his turn being dead, so it's impressive.
Get fucked, kid.
Wonderful.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, get good. Fuck you, half an eighth CR.
Question: on a surprise round, does that count as our first turn?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure. Because the whole gaining advantage against something that hasn't done anything yet in the only applies on my first turn.
Yeah, I would say that's first turn.
So it was basically a question of, is surprise round basically turn 0?
Yeah, basically. So this was a really old Magic game. Somebody would have won.
Jokes.
Humor.
Because
Well-
I could just if that's the case, then on surprise round use that ability.
On surprise rounds, what?
If a surprise round is technically turn 0, because it's not an actual like turn, I wouldn't gain the benefit of advantage against something that hasn't moved in the turn order because they don't even have a chance to move in the turn.
I will
real
let you pick to,
Okay.
because you know your party. I will let you pick here and now. Can you use them on stealth attacks, or can you only use them the first round after initiative, after surprise is over? Because this is actually kind of a big deal, because you don't know how much from stealth you're attacking, considering your party.
Well, no, I'm talking about an ability from being a ranger.
Yeah,
Natural Explorer means that on the first turn during combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not yet attacked.
yeah. So I want
acted.
Yeah, I want to just make this clear, and I'm going to let you make the decision. Is this going to apply for stealth or not? Because if it applies to stealth, that means that your chances of opening, an ambush is going to be a lot better. But if it applies to first round, generally overall, it's going to be better for you.
Well, stealth automatically gives you advantage.
Oh, well, there you go. Never
Yeah.
mind. Then yeah. So that's turn 0, so it does not apply. There you go.
Okay. That's just what I wanted to clarify.
Okay, well, now we know. Cool. So yeah, not until after the surprise round do you gain that first turn advantage.
Okay. Cool beans.
So there are no kobolds that aren't on fire, so that turn order has been skipped. Tybalt, it's now your turn. You see flaming kobolds running around the room. That one has someone next to it.
Meanwhile, in the panic.
You walk up behind the unarmed child kobold.
God damn it, Laeris.
She
blood
tripped and
lust in my
fell.
eye.
There's a dagger wound in her neck. She tripped and fell on a dagger.
What dagger? That
A
room
rusted
had no
pickaxe!
weapons in it.
There's a literal arrow from your quiver. You mark your arrows.
You're like, you pull it out and quietly put it away. I don't
Not
see
only
an
do
arrow.
you mark your arrows, you write your full name on them.
You've got your signature right there.
Before combat, I see you literally carve random names into arrows and be like, this one's for you, Larry, and you let it go, and then the elf dies. Like, you don't know his name was Larry, but might as well have been.
Anyways,
Cool, so it is now Tybalt's turn. Tybalt, what
We'll
would you like
run
to do
up
to one of
on
the
this
flaming
pickaxe kobold.
fucking pickaxes?
I'm gonna hit this guy.
You should
Well,
knock
like-
him back down the hole he came
You
from.
have advantage because he is on fire and panicked and doesn't know what the fuck life is.
Alright, first roll is an 8. Second roll is an 11 plus 6. So 15.
Yeah, you
No.
have.
Whatever. Anyways, my damage dice. Whoocha! So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
At this point, you put him out of his misery. Kobold has died. He lays
Take it.
slain before you on the ground because he is dead.
My turn?
It is now the burning kobold's turn. This kobold is going to attempt to make a saving throw to not be on fire. This kobold is no longer on fire. He stands up, scorched, terribly burned, probably gonna die. This kobold is going to, on pure luck, attempt to escape his fiery fate. He fails to. He runs around the room panicked. He does invoke an attack of opportunity from Python if Python would like to take a free attack.
Yes, Python would love to take a free attack.
You hit
Put
him.
him out of his misery.
Roll damage. If it's above 2, then he dies.
Oh wait, wrong
Then
die.
he dies because he has a strength modifier.
Rolls 1.
Wouldn't matter.
He
He's got a
dies because he has a strength
modifier
modifier. The kobold is killed. You roll a 1 plus 1. Congratulations.
No, I just lay my sword down as he moves, and he just trips and dies.
Pretty much.
You tripped him, and then he just fucking falls over, gives up.
This
Oops.
pickaxe kobold has put himself out of fire. He is now going
Looks
to
up, sees Fredrich.
he is now going to attempt to squeeze between these crates and run into a cave. I'm going to roll 1 check for him real quick to see if he can squeeze through quickly, because if he can't squeeze through quickly, he's stuck and is going to get killed. He fails. He gets stuck halfway between 2 crates, attempting to get away from Fredrich. He
Guys,
turns and looks
guys, I
at you
have an idea.
terrified. Yes.
Press the boxes together.
Oh my god.
No.
Jesus Christ, you are gruesome.
I
you can,
grab him by the legs, unstick him, and then just sort of hold on to him.
You're
and,
not killing him.
No.
You can coup de
Are we-
grace him.
Are we gonna question this kobold?
Yeah, he seems intelligent. Frederick's not an idiot.
You
We
just-
have no idea where these tunnels lead.
You just drag him out of the boxes, kicking and screaming, this half-burned kobold, the only one smart
I'm just
enough
sort of
to
holding him
roll.
by his legs.
Yeah. Just kind of dragging him like a fucking child's doll. We are no longer in combat. You guys may move freely.
Let's surround him.
Good.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm literally
Let's-
holding him by his legs,
Yeah, there's
like
no...
upside down.
You're really gonna stand splits on a fucking box and interrogating this kobold?
Pointed at his head.
And
You're
then
damn right
you just
I am.
have like you're standing one-footed, balancing on the box. The other one's behind your head, like arrow cocked with your teeth. You're like,
I
"What
just
up?"
love how that was. It was like, it's uneven footing. Does that make it difficult terrain? Yes, I ignore difficult terrain.
I just imagine your character. You like look at the box. You see the kobold poke his head out from behind it. He hides in fear. You smirk and jump on the box in front of him. Hey,
Don't try it!
I have the high ground.
so you
All right,
are
kobold. Where do these tunnels lead?
kobold. Kobold. No. Kobold. Just kobold. Hang out.
Oh, Kobold definitely does know.
I touch my
No.
Lucky charm.
Wait.
kobold want to be on fire again?
Kobold don't want to be on fire ever again.
Kobold, tell us where tunnels go.
You know, touch candle. You know, touch candle. Me
We
tell
know
you know
touch candle.
no touch candle. Oof.
No touch candle.
Oh
But
Okay.
if you do one wrong move, I point my sword towards this candle.
no! He looks at you, wide-eyed stare.
Terrifying.
No.
You better tell us
I'll,
everything.
I'll put 2 fingers on like the flat of Python's sword and slowly lower it.
Kobold,
Beak.
Kobold tunnel go gold. We find gold. We put in special chest. Me show you chest. You don't hurt Kobold or candle.
Good. Now then, Python, do you still have those plans?
Oh, yes, I do. I hand Tybalt the crudely drawn plans with the berry on top of it.
You
Alright, Kobold, what is this?
Kobold get hungry? Kobold want food. Kobold can't grow. Kobold no smart as humans, no handsome humans like you humans. Kobold want food. Winter cold.
Let's see. Are there any other kobolds we should know about?
Looks around the room at all the dead kobolds. Kobold smart room? Kobold front? And he kind of points off in the direction of where you guys came from.
So other than the front
The room
base
with
now.
all the dead fucking.
Yeah. Kobold kid? He kind of looks at you and cringes as he says it.
Now here's what I want you to do, Kobold. You're gonna go, you're gonna get the kid, and you're gonna leave.
But Kobold have no home. Kobold gonna die out in cold.
Looks at the 3 people around it. If it weren't for me, Kobold be dead now.
Look, Kobold can be helpful. Kobold go town, mine things real good. You have hot rocks. Kobold get metal. Kobold no die. Kobold keep kid.
I guess
Are we
that
being
would be
proposed the opportunity to offer sanctuary to?
I guess that would be a
Kobold
decision.
child?
I guess that would be a decision for the elder.
Kobold
need
no
more
know
workers.
what mean, but Kobold happy.
People have boss, like Kobold boss points over at dead taller Kobold.
Kobold boss,
Tybalt,
no Kobold
if
boss.
I might butt in a point of view, kobolds are not threatening by themselves, and even with the small child kobold, this one's no threat. Honestly, I think he'd fit right in town. It's worth.
Well, I'd
bringing him to
agree.
the
I
elder.
do think it's worth bringing him to the elder first. He's the one in charge, after all. But yes, I agree we should bring this kobold back to town. Any objections?
Mm,
Nope.
Nope.
Kobold be helpful. Kobold promise. Kobold, and he kind of like points
I
at.
grabbed the kobold.
He kind of points at Fredrich's hand. Kobold show if we let go.
I set him on the ground.
So the kobold.
I have my sword ready just in case.
The kobold kind
not
of
gonna
like
try anything.
motions almost like kind of a golem type thing, like follow kobold. And you see him disappear between a small crack between these boxes, and he drags out a small wooden chest that was sitting between the boxes in the corner of the room. The
Kobold is
help-
indeed helpful.
Kobold is indeed helpful.
And then Kobold's like, yeah, Kobold like this box, and he flips it open. You see, sitting inside is a chest, or inside the chest is filled
smaller
with gold
chest.
nuggets. It is
Ooh.
to the brim filled with just raw gold nuggets.
Huh.
You see, laying along the top of it, seems to be a few bombs, possibly? They would take a little bit of closer inspection, but there seem to be 4 of them there.
I can investigate. I guess.
Wonderful. Would you like to pick up and inspect one of these bombs?
Sure.
Roll me an insight.
That is a 16.
Wonderful. You have passed both checks. Congratulations. So, looking at the bombs, you determine that they are essentially crude fire bombs that definitely the kobolds didn't make. They probably just found at some point. They deal 2d8 damage in a 10-foot radius from the center. And they will explode at the start of the next round, dealing 2d8 damage in a 10-foot square. And then they can make a dex saving throw to take half as much damage. So they are essentially bombs with long enough fuses that you can predetermine where you need to throw them. And there
It's
are...
essentially a tracer ult.
It's like a tracer ult, yes. They have simple fuses on them that are relatively easy to spark.
Kobold is very helpful. Kobold will do well in town if Kobold listens.
Kobold kind of puffs up his chest. He's like, Kobold's smartest foe, Kobold. Kobold no dead.
Laeris, why don't you and I lead this kobold back to the entrance and pick up the kid? Fredrich, Python, would you mind grabbing the chest?
All right.
How big is this chest?
Wait here.
Is
I'm
it like a
gonna
regular chest,
You
or is it
can-
just like a
here.
smaller
I'm
box?
getting the kid.
Oh god, I
Is it
would
like-
really rather you didn't. I
Is it
think
like
we
the-
should be at the door. Oh god, Andy's gone.
Is it like Jacob? Is it like a strong box in Skyrim?
It's like... It's more like a... You can carry it easily. Like,
I carry it with on my own.
yeah, you can
Oh.
carry it like one-handed via a handle over your shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, when we get back to this door, I will let the kobold be the one to go in and pick up the kid.
So he walks in. He said, Kobold, very good. Make candle. Good job, Kobold. You come with me. You not die. Then Kobold die?
No, die.
Kobold no die. Kobold come with me. We get big humans these foods. It be good. Kobold like, me like good. He's like, good. And he grabs her by the hand and pretty much drags her out of the room.
I
Somehow
was gonna kill a
Kobold.
little girl.
Drags her out of the room. I didn't want to layer it on too thick.
Literally
Pink
made it
was a
pink.
subtle hint.
Yeah.
It was a subtle hint.
The making it a pink. So the kobold practically dragging the child by his hand or by her hand. Is like, kobold, be
we don't
good.
know if this kobold is just by happenstance the dad of this fucking kid kobold. In all likelihood, it was probably the leader kobold's kid who's just dead as fuck now.
What leader?
What
The
leader?
guy who
The
could
lantern
shoot
one.
fire out of his lantern.
Oh.
The
That
closest
I
thing to the
instant
leader.
killed.
Yeah,
I
that you
fucking
just
gibbed him.
yeah for you fucking nat 20 stealth killed a fucker.
And then
Wonderful.
Splinter Celled that son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then just
Yeah, you
tossed him
basically
behind a
just-
crate and
yeah,
watched.
you basically Ezio'd out of a fucking hay bale, killed him, dragged him into the hay bale.
I think my favorite thing about it though was
Appreciate the attention to detail on this drag, Regan. Actually turning us.
I think the my funniest part of that whole ordeal was when like two kobolds are sitting behind crates. You go check. No, you go check. I'll give you 5 gold. Okay, I go check.
Okay, check. Dies.
That's
Walks out, gets killed.
Guy who
Oh,
was gonna
dude.
pay him 5
Could
gold.
have easily
lit on
looted that
fire.
5 gold.
This is the kobold with the 5 gold, the one that we're taking with us.
Yeah, he's the one.
I bet he
who-
didn't even have 5 gold. He just.
I mean, all
That's-
the gold
again,
nuggets are-
this is clearly the smartest kobold. He knew that A, he didn't want to go check behind the box, but B, how to persuade another to do so.
and how to not be on fire because he was the only one doing anything that would get him not on fire.
This kobold should have clearly been the leader.
I know, he was a true MVP.
Well, I mean,
No,
we did
This kobold should have been
the very first room
baby.
called Smart Room, so we kind of annihilated all the quote smart unquote kobolds.
Yeah, the tactical room. They don't have a
No,
word for tactical.
the table
Well,
annihilated.
hey,
the
they weren't smart
kobold.
enough to survive, were they?
No,
They stood on tables against a man that may as well be built like a fucking castle.
Wonderful. There you go. That's the protective circle we need around the fucking baby girl kobold you almost assassinated.
Yeah, that
A
baby
lot of
kobold. It's like the pledge to protect button just shows up on that baby kobold. But then, like, all the way at the bottom is the declare war button, and fucking Laeris was just hovering over it.
It's actually just like a fucking BioShock moment where you have to choose if you fucking save the kid or harvest the kid. Like,
And I like how, like, Laeris just even was like, should I kill the kid? And everyone's like, no, why?
why would we kill literally the unarmed child making their first candle? Probably
Their very first candle, by the way.
they were 2 days from.
making my very first candle. I'm gonna have such a long and fulfilling life.
My favorite. I want to be a doctor. Like, I can't wait to be the first kobold human ambassador.
I'm a monster.
You're sneaking
Turns
up,
around.
stifling, crying. It's for the greater good. It's for the greater good.
Yeah, you're just like, you were so ready to do it before, but now, like, you look back on it with all the information, you're like, fucking awful human being. Elf
Can't wait to
thing.
bring all the humans my candles when we make our peace offering.
Alright,
And then she, like,
so-
turns into a dark monologue. Too many have died.
Like zooms in on her face, like.
Why would you the one to bring around a permanent peace for my people?
Anyways, so we exit. I will give the cobalt and the small cobalt child a ride on my horse, on the back of my horse.
Fantastic.
Well, that seems a little overkill.
I mean,
I mean, they walk
Like
a
they-
lot slower than we do.
I suppose.
Yeah,
so.
just put him up on the horse.
yeah,
Walk alongside horse.
wonderful. So you guys proceed to do so. You do note that this kobold that survived is horribly scarred. And as you guys are traveling back, he
Could I-
begins to cough a little bit, and you can kind of see blood showing on the inside of his shirt.
I could treat him.
Let's stop here real quick. I would like to use, or actually, I would like to give my medical supplies to our field medic to use on the kobold.
Would you like to stabilize him for free?
Yes.
Wonderful. You stabilize, motherfucker. Cool. You have
And-
stabilized the kobold. The kobold, as you pull out, like, essentially, like, a small vial inside of it. His eyes go wide as you pull out a white cream on your finger. He's like, no. He's just genuinely confused, like, is that candle? And then you like just walk up to him and apply it, and he freaks out for a few minutes because it hurts like a motherfucker as you're applying this kind of ointment, but eventually calms down. And you've treated him. So make sure you get rid of your medical bag there, Tybalt. Tybalt. Another one of my favorite moments there was definitely when Python charged someone and he goes, "Ah, human!" and he misses.
Human! Fuck!
Beautiful. So you guys return to town with no complications. You arrive at this point. It is probably pushing about 5 p.m.
Let's...
Gestures his back, immediately kills both kobolds.
We'll get him to the Elder first.
Well,
Just kind of get the okay that he can live here, and then take him to the medic.
Oh, he can't live here, but he can die here.
Because if he's not
Pulls
allowed...
out
Why not
dragon great axe.
Why not just bring him to the medic and then?
Because the Elder
was-
might have an issue with us using our limited medical supplies on a kobold he doesn't want here anyways.
The man speaks
Then he's
truth.
stabilized.
And he is stabilized. We have given him medical attention from a proficient field medic.
Wink.
Aw.
So I think we should take him to the Elder first.
Alright, whatever.
So as you guys are going, you hear the wee kobold. She's kind of humming a tune to herself along the whole time. And you notice it has a pretty good rhythm.
Is it just quiet humming the same tune over and over again?
He is humming in sync with her. If you guys would be so kind, everyone can roll an insight if they'd like to see if they know the tune.
I love being alive. I love not being dead.
That is an
It's
18.
really-
She seems to be whistling to the tune of Whistle While You Work.
Actually, it's an insight.
Yeah.
It's 23.
So yeah, she seems to be just whistling to herself, whistle while you work. Like
Mine is a 22.
And that's
I'll
the
hum
tune.
along.
Wonderful. As you're humming along, as you guys are on your way to, the town, she just gets more chipper and more excited as like she realizes that like, other people! Human's not scary.
She's gonna be the actual first like human kobold diplomat. Like she's gonna be like 40 or some shit, sitting with like a bunch of elders, and they're like, "Oh, look at the little kobold," and she's like, "Don't patronize me."
Now listen, she like puts her briefcase down. She's in a power suit.
No patronize Cobalt.
No patronize Kobold. Kobold here for business. Now listen, Kobold upset because last winter Kobold only got 32 cows. Kobold demanded 36 when we had our treaty of 32. Kobold upset. And like it just like is sincere and like difficult.
Kobold willing to fight for the rights of kobold people.
Kobolds
There's
are
literally
more
two
than
of you.
candles.
Are you though?
Our
The other
candles
kobold's
do
like,
not
no.
kobold define us. Kobold.
A rich kobold culture is fucking made in our fucking kingdom.
It starts in your village and spreads outwards. Everyone spites you because they smell terrible. You guys are
Hey,
go
they
down
only
in
smell
infamy.
terrible because of their current living conditions. With
That's true.
fucking societal integration, they
There's-
could be upstanding citizens.
There's two ways that kobolds can get indoctrinated into society. People treat them as equal in the village, or they become pets. Those are the two ways. Those are the only two ways. Or they're used as
Also,
slaves.
Some humans smell pretty bad too. So,
That's
I
true.
mean,
They'll go live in the shitty part of town. Like, they'll be kobold muggers in, like, 10 years. Like,
Kobold muggers.
wow,
Hold
we
up,
just
hold
went
up.
from them being a diplomatic lawyer to fucking thugs.
look, man.
Wow, that
Anyways.
180 real
I actually
quick.
have a picture of what this kobold's
Oh,
gonna
God.
be later in his years.
Oh, God. I'm really excited to see this, honestly.
This is our kobold mugger.
Am I gonna be enlightened?
Yes.
Oh, my God. It's a dirty rat. That's not dirty. Is that Dirty Rat? That's not Dirty Rat.
That is dirty.
That
Rat.
is Dirty Rat. Okay.
From
Hearthstone.
Gadget
It's from
Or
Gadget
Hearthstone from the main streets of Gadget Sand.
God, look at him. Look at that fucking badass. I bet he's got a candle under that bowler hat.
I ain't talking.
I ain't talking. Okay.
Anyways, so we get to the elder.
You get to the elder. You do. Successfully. Congratulations. Is anyone waiting outside? Because some people may not be as diplomatic as others. Or are you all just running in?
I'm gonna.
What's
stick
the
with
elder's
it.
place?
We're
Yeah.
a party. We should all go in.
Yeah.
We are a squad.
We're the
a
town
team.
guard.
That's true.
Our team
a
sticks
unit.
together.
You guys walk in. You see that
But
next...
I go in first. No, just kidding.
God damn it. I thought we were
Yeah,
past this.
scout.
I thought we bonded when you murdered fucking that kobold lantern wielder. You see, sitting with the elder next to him, is a particular snappy half-elf. You see Artol
God.
is sitting
Oh.
next to the elder. They seem to be having a discussion where Artol is trying to convince him of something, and when you walk over, he stops mid-sentence. He goes, "Oh, and there they are. They're not dead. They have dirty rats with them for some reason."
Actually, they're kobolds.
Thank you.
He kind of looks and he's like, "Yeah, rats, kobolds, whatever fucking fantasy name you want to come up with." And the elder just kind of puts
So
up his
what does
hand.
Artol do in our town?
Artol is a half-elf. His elvish mother, no one in town ever met. His dad, a human, just simply showed up at one point with this like 8-year-old son. So at this point, he's like 4 or 5 years older than the most of your party. So he's like not even like old for a half-elf. Like he is just as young as you guys, pretty much.
I'm just trying to determine his station to see whether or
Yeah.
not, by my fucking ideal, if I can go listen here, you little shit.
He occasionally helps with gathering and things of that nature. Mainly, he just kind of wanders around town and be's an elitist prick because his dad built the biggest house in town. Like his dad is a carpenter, and he is a sarcastic quotes apprentice to the carpenter.
Yeah, you know what that carpenter needs to build a house? Fucking nails.
Okay, so in response to the
Got
in
him.
response to the rats, kobolds kind of thing, he called them dirty, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Artel, we can't all afford to bathe in our father's money.
Artel looks at you, and for a moment, his eyes go narrow, and he just, "Fuck you." Just straight to your face.
Would you like to take that outside and say that to me?
Roll an intimidation.
I don't have a bonus to this, but
He's gonna roll it anyways. 'Cause
It's
he's
okay,
goddamn
because he
man.
has a negative to it. He's a bully. He doesn't have confidence.
16.
Ooh, babby.
Yeah, so he kind of looks at you for a few moments, and you swear to God you see a bead of sweat come down his brow. He says, "You're not worth my time." And he kind of like turns over to the elder.
I'm
He's like,
sure.
he turns to the elder, and the elder just holds up a hand. He just stops everybody. "Why are the kobolds here?"
They would like to become denizens.
He looks at you for 3 seconds, blinking slowly. "I'm sorry."
Okay, Elder, just hear us out, okay?
This
This
kobold
one-
surrendered to us and says
He's-
that he needs to care for his child.
Easily the most intelligent of them. He knew to stop, drop, and roll, so that's a start. And the child is, well, adorable.
And if I may appeal to...
But from the back,
your
she
strength-
looks very vulnerable.
I get it, because it's got a double meaning. Wow. But if I may appeal to your sense of morality, if we shun these kobolds from our town, they will surely die.
And another point, these kobolds were in a pretty extensive mining operation.
And they gave us a gift.
Yes.
The chest that we brought
I
with
place
us.
the chest down.
And I open it.
Yes, you may open it.
Luckily, a bard is passing by as he plays angelic music as the chest opens. Luckily, a studio producer is there, shining
sees-
light.
Yeah, no, like the bard is walking through. He was just like filing some paperwork, and he sees like a chest in the most important part. And he's like, "Oh, that's got to have something
He
good in it."
sprints to his room, grabs his loot. Like, no. So the chest opens up, and you can see for a moment the elder choke on air, like, "Ooh." They had all
Oh,
of that?
please, don't die. Don't die.
Yes, they were running a mining operation in the caves near us.
Interesting. Artel after being intimidated.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
He kind
The
of
guy sweating.
he looks for a moment and he says, "Okay, well, what can a kobold and a baby do for us?"
Well, the baby, not much. They are a child. We don't expect much from children, other than to play and to listen.
But she does
However-
have a knack for music.
And candles.
She holds a
And the
tune quite
kobold
well.
was a miner. They are well suited to physical labor. I'm sure we could find some use for them in our quaint little town.
I would like you to go home and have a discussion with your father as to how useful a miner would actually be, especially if it's just one standing at 2 feet tall. As for the child, I'm not going to turn away an infant, and I suppose we have barely enough food to spare us through the winter. Hopefully, our captain will come back to us with food, and we won't have to worry about it at all. He has still not returned in the time that you gentlemen were gone, and I'm getting concerned. So, go home, get a good night's rest, and come back around noon tomorrow. We'll have a meal in your honor of your success, and we'll figure out what we need to do.
Yes, Elder. And then turn around, begin to leave. Hopefully,
Where
party's
shall-
coming with me.
What
Just
shall we do with the...
quietly to Tybalt as we walk out. Did he just say short? Also, then follow it up by saying that we're gonna have a feast to celebrate.
The Elder doesn't have to make sense. He's
Uh,
the Elder. And in fact,
our
elders
toll-
often don't make sense.
Artol barely holds back a fucking comment because he doesn't want to get punched in the face.
I'll punch him in the goddamn face. I don't care.
Dude, the city guard will fucking jump that idiot.
Oh, you came into
We
the wrong
are the
part
law.
of town. There's one road. You came into the wrong motherfucking part.
We are. Yeah, our fucking platoon of guards. We ride together, we die together. And we punch dumbasses in the face together.
Where should we bring the kobolds?
We can bring them to the keep.
Why do you always say the keep that way?
It's not a
Just- We
keep.
can bring him to the keep. Just the keep.
Because he knows, he drips with sarcasm. He knows it's not a keep. He just entertains the thought for everyone else.
See,
All right.
people hype it up that it's a keep, but Python knows it's just a stinky little building that we just, sit there in for
You
like
put
8
a-
hours a day.
You put a ladder and a fucking platform on a building. It's not a keep.
I don't care what
I-
Jester says. It's
I will
still.
bring them to the keep.
Sounds
And
good to me.
I pick up the small kobold child and motion the kobold to come with me.
As he is walking away, Tybalt, you notice a significant hole in his shield.
Again.
Just saying, just throwing that out there. Anyway, so we're
Fredrich, could I see your shield? I'll need to work on that at the forge.
Yes, I toss it to him.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go hunting. Since
All
we
right.
need food for this feast.
time to go have a feast. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm due for a nap.
Cool.
What
So,
time is it?
when you guys arrived, it was about 5. So it's, walking around village and stuff like that. It's about 5:30 by the time you arrive at the keep. I'm assuming that Tybalt is going home. Otel said he is, or Laeris is going hunting to supplement the feast tomorrow, and Python is taking a nap.
All productive members of society.
I'm at the keep. I'm going to try and see if I can teach this Cobalt
Teach him what?
War, the card game.
Oh, gotcha.
Not the
Okay.
tactic.
I was about to say, okay, well, I bust
Oh,
out
see,
my
you
copy of
always
Sang
come
Shun's
from the
Art
east.
of War, and I read it to him.
Always come
Always
from the
have
east
high
with
ground.
the
Always
sunrise.
attack from bright light.
Okay, so I guess we'll do Tybalt's first here. So Tybalt, I'm assuming you are walking home, probably racking over your brain how you're going to explain to your somewhat abrasive father and already rebellious mother, rebellious in the sense of she doesn't agree with the fact that an elder is even around, that the village needs one. She kind of butts heads with him. How are you going to explain to those two that they might have a new apprentice?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Everything's
It's
gonna
just
be
more of a
fine.
helper.
Yeah, that's true. It's not an apprentice. It's
I'm not teaching him anything. It's just go carry these bricks.
it's a manual laborer for.
He is a shop hand.
He's a shop hand for minimum food and no pay. So, but yeah,
And they're happy about it.
and they're like, yeah, mining, woo!
I mean, if he asks how my day goes, I might bring it up. Just like, hey, we're gonna have a new shop hand soon. All they need is a place to stay and some food.
And he'll be like, "Oh, really? Where are they from?" Cave.
God damn it! You stop bringing hobos around here. This is a good town. Like,
I'm like just a little ways north of here.
Strange. That's all forest. Anyway, okay, not a hypothetical conversation. So you arrive and you hear your father is currently attending to a blacksmith. Is currently attending to the smithy. He is hammering away at more nails, which just gives you a little bit of boredom just looking at it. You see that your mother is currently sitting on a table next to him, and she is just essentially handing him tools as he requests them, and just they're idly chattering about what's for supper and such.
Question for the party. Does anybody in this party have the ability to ritual cast?
I do.
Oh,
Very nice.
So, upon...
Although I have no explanation for it, but I do. Hello, father. Hello, mother. I'm back.
He takes one glance at you and says, "Why is your sword glowing?"
Oh, so as you may or may not have heard, we recently went on an escapade to make sure the town was not under threat by kobolds.
And you didn't stop here first, did you? Your mother says, looking at you. Didn't say anything to us.
It skipped my mind. I apologize.
also you're an adult.
Yeah.
But as for the sword, I found this on our
gonna
adventure.
You pull out
and
the
thought-
rusted hunk of metal and show it to him.
And thought I might bring it back here as a project for myself.
May I see that?
Not even a nail.
Of course you may.
That's
Not
no
even a
nail!
We're a good nail forging family.
Throws it in the fire, just like pumps the heat to max. Now you will go and get me nails, and you're gonna remake them all.
Jesus Christ, my dad's a dick.
But yeah, so
Fuck.
Dorn holds out his hand, expecting you to hand over the blade.
And of course I do.
He looks at it for a brief moment. He says, "Does it do anything besides glow?"
Not that I know of. I wasn't exactly keen on testing an almost broken sword. Because almost broken is very close to broken.
That's true, and I suppose that's a good call. It's a lot easier to chip away at some rust than put it back together from in half. Do you need help with it?
I would not hate the help. We'll also have to do something about Fredrich's shield. Again. And I show him the shield.
He looks at it. He goes, "That boy owes me money."
It's right next. The hole is right next to a patch from another hole.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking steel patched like kite shield, like practically. Says,
If all the patches were like red and the shield blue, it would actually make a nice pattern.
He either owes me part of his rations from being a guard, or he owes me some good old-fashioned brick moving.
Well, I will make sure to relay that to him.
Good.
Last bit of news I had for you. We may be getting a new friend in town.
Your mom immediately chips up. She's like, "Somebody new. Somebody that's not, from around here." Doran kind of looks at her suspiciously out of the corner of his eye.
What? Yes, They're a manual laborer just looking for a place to stay, roof over their head, clothes on their back, enough food to survive. They came from an interesting walk of life, but they've got a kid, and frankly, they've been having trouble finding a place to stay.
Don't tell me this is some big city folk 16-year-old that had a kid and then the father ran off.
No, but I need to promise that when I tell you what they are, you'll believe me. Because it will seem, at first hearing it, pretty outrageous.
He stops attending to what he is doing, turns and looks at you, and he says, "Yeah, that's not happening, just tell me."
We may have brought back kobolds.
They look at each other. Merwin's like, "The rat things? Those the rat things? I hate rats." And Doran kind of looks at her.
She, scans the room for a broom and a stool to stand on.
Yeah. She's already sitting on the table. She's covered. Doran kind of looks at you. He goes, "How many?"
Just one
of them.
adult kobold and a kobold child. They're both very friendly, and just looking for a place to live.
Do you know anything?
Also, we killed all their friends.
Do you know of anything that they can actually do? Have you seen them do work, or are you just assuming?
I've seen them do plenty of work. In the caverns we found them in, they had an extensive mining operation going on. Matter of fact, we just delivered a chest full of golden nuggets to the town hall.
Do you happen to know how much it was worth off the top of your head?
I do not.
You can give him a rough size of how much of the chest that was full of gold.
Yeah, I can just I'll just look around, up to this table, full of gold.
Did you guys keep any of the explosives that were in the chest, or did you hand them over as well?
I'm assuming we handed them off.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay, that's fine.
But I had no need for bombs.
I kind of see a use for them in my case, because if I ever do get jumped and surrounded, I can use a disengage action.
Drop a bomb on your way
Drop
out.
a bomb and just fucking dash.
Wait, what's this hissing thing?
Because at a point, I'll be able to dash as a bonus action.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I'll be able to drop shit and then leave.
So he just kind of looks at you and he says, "Well, I suppose if we have money, we might as well spend it. I'll have to talk to the carpenter and see how much it would cost to get an additional room, or a shack, maybe." And you can kind of see it mulling over his brain as he begins to kind of stroke his beard. Merwin says, "I'm not cooking for it. I'm not cooking for that thing. I'm not literally having a rat that I feed. I already have to scare off enough every day." And she's just kind of
she'll change. She'll change when she sees the baby.
She's just kind of talking to herself at this point. You're not really replying to her because you know that you really shouldn't. And he's
This isn't an argument I win.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not taking care of it. And she gets up from the table and she says, "If it poops on the floor, you're cleaning it." She points at you. She walks off. She's like, "I'm gonna go make something good to eat and pretend I didn't hear a rat in the past 3 days." And she wanders off across the street back to your guys' home.
So
Damn,
as
Mrs. Schmidt, you savage AF.
heads home, I will look to my dad. "Thank you for giving that serious consideration. Would you like any help forging nails?"
It's not a yes, and don't try to butter me up. But yes, I always need help with nails.
"Then help you shall have. I'll start forging nails."
Okay. Wonderful. So you are out hunting, my friend.
Don't try and butter me up, Tybalt. Because it always fucking works.
I'm in a tree, as you can see.
Wonderful. How long are you going to be hunting for? Because, you guys get back at 5 p.m. You, I'm assuming, have rations on you that you can eat. If you wanted, you could be out practically all night.
I will be out as long as it takes to get a good quarry.
Okay, why don't you roll me 3 nature checks?
1 second.
Good job.
There we go. 3 nature checks. Where's my other fucking D20? Is it already in here? It is.
Dun 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 dun. Wow, wow, wow. That's a roll. You just made it. Holy shit.
So 5, 15, and...
8.
Okay. So you are out for you are out until about 10 p.m. and at 10 p.m. you have gotten like 2 quails essentially. It's not going super well. You did lose an arrow when you were hunting. It just kind of got shot into the woods, but oh, you get +2 on those checks because of your hunting kit.
Oh, true. So it's
17?
7, 17, and 10.
Okay. So we'll say you bagged a small turkey along with 2 quail that you can bring back to town, and you can definitely get defeathered and stuff like that. You can hunt a little bit more if you'd like, but I mean this is going to be this is going to be feeding like 3 of the like 12 households that exist in this village.
Yeah, we're gonna keep hunting.
Okay. Cool. So when he's doing that,
Any
Python,
nature
you
checks?
were
You
taking a
want
nap.
another 3?
Yep,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
go
gonna
on,
head
Python.
home and let my mother know that her only son has arrived home safely from not telling her anything.
Yeah, she's like, where did you go?
Adventuring.
She just kind of looks at you suspiciously. Mm-hmm.
2,
You're gonna
4,
go take
6,
a
and
nap
12.
before bed?
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, am I
Yeah.
the only one who isn't a fucking man-child in the goddamn party?
Excuse you.
Excuse.
Fucking go to your bed.
Well, no, she said, "Are you going to take a nap before you go to bed tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah, probably."
That doesn't make any sense.
Look, he
That's
likes
the
sleeping.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Point is,
I'll let it go.
What were the 3 you rolled?
It was a 4, 6, and a 14.
Okay, and those with the +2?
Yeah, those are with the +2.
Okay, wonderful. So Reed, you get there and you are trying to teach him the basic game of cards with a deck that's laying around in the, as our Python will put it, keep. I'm sorry, the keep.
The key.
Thank you. I don't have the sass you do. I'm sorry. And
Yes,
you
you
are attempting to teach
do.
him, but he just kind of looks at all these numbers as foreign, like symbols, not really understanding what they mean. He's just like,
I attempt to teach him to ignore the numbers and just look at how many of the like clubs there are.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. So you are going to resume teaching him Otel. With your further adventuring, you managed to get another 2 turkeys, actually, and you can probably feed about half the town, but it is now getting about 1 a.m., and while you could keep hunting, this is when all the nocturnal hunters start coming out, and it gets a little bit more dangerous for you to be alone, but I'm going to admit, you make the call.
I ain't even worried.
Okay. Yeah, roll me 3 more.
8 wolves attack.
13 wolves. Slaughter
Okay,
you.
could I get a clear center, please?
Yep, I got it.
Thanks, fam.
Yeah, can we clear out the center line?
So that is
Now
a
you see,
2
this
17s and a 9.
Wonderful. Upon you arrive back at 4, because you had to make multiple trips back to actually drop off some things, so you're not carrying around literally like 12 dead birds with you and stuff like that. You eventually come back with a mix of foul birds, and you also come back with a boar that you kind of have decided might be a little bit extra, fortunately. And you are capable of salting and taking care of all this food and stuff like that, which is a lengthy process, which you could do
Well, he's
on the morrow.
definitely capable of salting it all.
Yeah. Wow. Shots fired. Damn, son. Cool. And it's probably a good point for you to meditate, as it is now like, what did I say, 3, 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
Mhm.
By the way, I am going to expect compensation for my time.
Yeah. I mean,
I just spent like 8.5 hours getting food for this fucking feast that the elder decided was happening.
no one asked you. No, I'm kidding. Cool. So at this point, we are going to end the session with everybody going to sleep. The day or everyone waking up the day of the feast. Fredrich, you had spent the night at the
Yes.
keep, and Tybalt at home.
No.
Tybalt at home.
You see, now this card, this king. He is the boss of the card, so he always wins.
Take one. Well, that's that. Wondering where Jester's is? Because so is the party. Tune into part 3 in the coming weeks and we'll see what's happened to him. In the meantime, make sure you hit the description for Twitter and Twitch so you can ask questions in real time. Hit like, find the big red button. That's all I got. Enjoy your weekend.